Blessed love, soul family. Welcome to Keeping Yoga Spiritual. I think we're on episode number 5. Today, I would like to talk to you about sadhana. Sadhana is a spiritual practice or spiritual discipline. You know, we have disciplines that we have in our daily life. You know, you're disciplined about waking up and brushing your teeth and doing your whole morning deal, right? Like that's a morning routine that you have. And it serves a general function, right? It just helps you maintain order of your day. That's why it's good to have morning routines. But when you are walking the spiritual life, when you are on the spiritual path, you start to implement other types of routines, other types of disciplines. And these are spiritual disciplines. This is what we call sadhana. And maybe it's in your morning, maybe it's in your afternoon, maybe it's in your evening. The idea is that you have some kind of discipline or ritual or routine that is consistent and regular so that it maintains order and structure to your spiritual life. Just like your regular, ordinary, mundane material disciplines, you know. You check your bank balance every week. You clean the house every now and then. You wash the dishes. Like these are disciplines and routines that we have. Practices that just maintain the order and structure and functionality of our daily lives. So what do we do to maintain the order and the structure and the functionality of our spiritual lives? Well, that just depends on how you identify with your spiritual life. But the idea, the concept is that you have some practices, a practice, something that you do, whether it's starting your day with a prayer or ending your day with a prayer. And it can be simple, you know, like I love prayer, but I have a hard time with it. You know, I was raised in a Mormon household, and so prayer has left some residual energy through those experiences with me. And so I have personally a hard time myself saying prayers. I love being with people who pray and being involved in prayer. So for me, my prayer and the way that I speak to my Creator is different. But a prayer that I do in the morning, sorry, I felt like I was rambling there for a second. A prayer that I do every morning, this is a practice I adopted from Wayne Dyer. And this is part of my sadhana. So it's not just a regular old discipline like brushing my teeth, but I do it just as much. And it's very much a part of my day, just like brushing my teeth. I wake up, I put my feet on the ground, and I sit up and I close my eyes, and I just take a deep breath in and I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just take in a moment gratitude for yet another new day, to open my eyes, and to live again, and to breathe again, and to be again, and to create again. So this spiritual discipline sets a tone for my day. Other disciplines that I do is my yoga practice. Something that I try to do daily, doesn't always happen daily. And other things that keep me anchored into living from a place of spirit. So for me, that's chanting mantra, it's playing kirtan, it's reading spiritual texts, talking with my teachers, listening to lectures and meditation, gratitude practice. Even journaling has become a sadhana. And, you know, let's keep in mind too, like just like your daily disciplines, like we don't always feel like brushing our teeth. We don't always feel like making our beds. We don't always feel like cleaning the kitchen daily. We don't always feel like doing them, but we do them because they maintain the order and the structure and the functionality of our lives so that things can be optimal. And so our spiritual practices, we don't always feel like doing them. We don't always, like the motivation isn't always there. And this is why it has to be a discipline, a practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. And so when you are incorporating these daily spiritual practices, sadhana, you start to make the qualities that you gain from those practices more permanent in your life. That's right, you gain the qualities that you get from those practices, they become more permanent in your life. They don't make you perfect, but they do allow for you to embody the concepts, the philosophies, the states of consciousness, the emotions, the feelings, the practices, the value systems. Your sadhana allows you to really embody those things on a daily basis. So it isn't just an idea or an ideology that you believe in up here that makes sense to you, but it's a place that you live from. So your sadhana is really important. If you value your spiritual life and you're interested in growing in your spiritual life, you're interested in moving forward in your spiritual life, even if you don't know where you're growing and you don't know where you're going, you just know that like you want to live from the spirit and with spirit more, I recommend that you incorporate some kind of spiritual discipline, even if it's just one thing that you do once a week. You could start so simple. It doesn't have to be like every day I'm going to do this 3-hour amazing spiritual practice. Start simple. It's the best way to have longevity is by starting really simple. And so find something that anchors you into your spirit, whatever it is, and just make sure that that becomes a regular practice in your life. Any practice that you make regularly that connects you and anchors you to live from your spirit and with great spirit is a sadhana. And sadhana can deeply enrich your life. It only will enrich your life as much as you apply it, right? So let's make a commitment right now, you and me right here. Ooh, there's hummingbirds flying around out here behind the camera. It's so magical. Hummingbirds symbolize hard work and mysticism and stillness, but hard work, and that's what sadhana is. But from that hard work, we get a lot of magic and mysticism in our lives. From that hard work that we apply in our effort, in our spiritual practices, in our sadhana, we gain so much of our spiritual insight and our spiritual wisdom, and we anchor more into our intuition. And so let's make that commitment, because my friend, I want that for you. I want it for me, and I want it for you. I want it for everybody, because we all deserve to live more from that place. And I know you want that, otherwise you wouldn't have stayed on this video this long. So let's make a commitment right here, right now in our hearts. We're just gonna tuck it away. Like, I'm committed to cultivating sadhana in my life. I'm committed to cultivating sadhana in my life. And I'll just leave this quote here with you from Michael Beckwith. It's one of my favorites. I actually have this in my phone as an alarm. It says, Michael Beckwith says, your discipline equals blisscipline. Discipline equals blisscipline. When you stay in the groove of your disciplines long enough, especially when they're spiritual disciplines, it gives you an immense amount of freedom. Spiritually mature people do not resist discipline in their life because they know that it gives them freedom. People who are not quite yet have evolved and matured in their consciousness yet, we, myself included, we resist discipline because we think that it means that we don't have freedom. But the spiritually mature know that discipline equates to the truest sense of freedom. If you are free to eat whatever you want that freedom. Do you feel free in your body when you do that? Now let's look at it the other way. When you are disciplined in your eating practices and you're eating healthy or you're on a cleanse, it's difficult to stay disciplined, but when you maintain it long enough, you start to feel really free in your body. The more rigor I have around my eating habits, the better I feel and the more free I feel in my body. So yes, in one area I'm maybe not so free, but I'm choosing to be disciplined so that I can have an even greater freedom on the other side. So don't shortchange yourself with the momentary freedom of free will and just choosing whatever you want. Choose from a place of wisdom and a place of consciousness and a place of deep awareness, so that the choices that you make give you the true freedom that you seek. Discipline equals blisscipline. When you do these disciplines long enough, they become blissciplines because your life, the result is that there's a lot of bliss in your life. So I hope that this inspires you and motivates you, or gives you good cause or reason or a strong why to find some kind of sadhana in your life. I know with the quarantine right now, personally, that's how I've been getting through it, is diving into my sadhana deeper than I have in a long time. And it is tremendously helpful. And so this is just an effort to offer up something that has helped me. It may or may not help you. I don't know. What I do know is that sadhana is such a powerful tool if you really want to shape and mold and forge yourself into the spiritual being that you are, covered up in this complex human system. If you want that part to really shine through, you need some kind of sadhana, whatever it is for you. There are lots of books that'll tell you how to do it and who to worship and how many prayers and what kind of prayers, and you know, if that's your thing and you want to follow the rules that have been laid out, do it. But if you are unconventional and outside the box and a little bit more creative and intuitive, and you know those things that just bring you right to the spirit, do them on a regular basis, consistently, for yourself, because you deserve to have that magical wisdom in your life. All right, well, I hope that you're enjoying your day. It's so nice out, and at least here in Long Beach, the weather is beautiful. Spring is here, and there's so much creative energy in the air. And so just make sure that you take time to soak that in. Go outside, sit in the sun, and watch the birds and little squirrels that are all around. Nature's really alive right now. So that could be part of your sadhana. All right, I'm gonna leave you with that, and I'm gonna head out to the rest of my day, but I will be back next week for another episode of Keeping Yoga Spiritual. I hope that you are keeping your head held really high and your heart open wide, and stay up full and bright. Peace and blessings. Namaste.